So is this the Windows Phone 7, that OS, is that the right sauce then for a company looking to build a tablet device? Do you think that's the way to go?
I do personally, but I've asked Microsoft this several times, and each time I've gotten the same response, which is, yeah, we have no plans to do that. I guess we'll see down the road. I think, honestly, for right now, what they want to do is get this thing right, and they have to get into the mobile space again with something that actually works and is well received, and it's not going to be finished, right? When they deliver this thing next month or in November, there's still work to be done. Improvements still have to occur, and I think that from Microsoft's perspective, they need to get the phone right first. Hopefully they do, because I have to say, Apple basically took an iPod Touch and made the screen bigger, and that's an iPad. They didn't really make too many changes to accommodate the bigger screen, and there are some actual UI issues with that, because there are things you can do with a single hand on a small screen that become very ponderous when you have to move your hand up and down a bigger screen. It causes you to have to hold it in different ways, and it's just not. It's something that was clearly designed for the small screen, magnified. It's not the right OS. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Android. Android, as of now at least, is not specially designed for a tablet. It's there are people who can take Android because of the nature of the product, and they can put it on a tablet. But again, it's not specially designed for that. Mm-hmm. And the thing that's really interesting to me about Windows Phone is it has these panoramic experiences where on a small screen, you only see part of it at a time. But if you were to put it on a tablet, you could actually see those panoramic experiences laid out in landscape view in a nice presentation. I think it's actually ideally suited for that kind of screen. And I refuse to believe they didn't think of this when they designed it. It very clearly, if you look at any of the hubs, and you've seen those pictures where they kind of blow it out so you can see the whole panorama as one picture.
Right.
Now imagine that on a single screen. It would be beautiful. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, but you also love Zune, right?
Yeah.
You're a Zune fan. Why? Okay, so maybe this sounds dumb and maybe a crazy question, but why didn't Microsoft expand on Zune, right, and that whole thing for as an interface for a smartphone, or is that just not the way to go?
Well, arguably, that's what Windows Phone is in some ways, right? I mean, there's a lot of UI thinking from Zune that is in Windows Phone. Obviously, the Zune stuff is a big part of the multimedia experience and so forth. I think it's clear in hindsight that Microsoft obviously knew Windows Phone was coming down the pike. So when they released the Zune HD last year, mm-hmm. they had no plans to go international with it. They didn't want to talk about it. But it was because they knew they had this other thing coming that would have a real app platform that developers could target in a very sophisticated fashion, something that wasn't possible in the Zune HD. And that it would be deployed very broadly around the world, mm-hmm. through multiple carriers and so forth.
Okay.
So I think they were kind of hedging their bets in a way. We have to have this player, but the future is really going to be these phones, these much more mass market type devices.
All right. Fair enough. Now,